Okay, that's it on Mary. I think we might have a telephone call that came in, and see if our guys can put the phone number to call if you have a question you want answered on a future show. Maybe they can put that on the screen, maybe not. We'll see how professional they are. Very professional. So let's listen to this phone call.
This is Elroy Forey. I'm from Houma, Louisiana, and I'm a very Christian man, which I am a Catholic, and I can understand why you always got to talk about the Catholic Church. If you're that Christian of a man, you wouldn't be bad-mouthing all the other churches like you do it. Do your own thing about your church and your Christiana, and let the Catholic Church alone, which I believe in the Catholic Church, and I don't need for you to keep talking bad about our church. Thank you.
Okay. Obviously a misunderstanding here, because I talk about the Catholic Church to prove the Catholic Church is right, or to offer evidence, maybe not prove, but to offer evidence, abundant evidence from logic, from common sense, from Scripture, from history, that the Catholic Church is the one and only church, the true church, the church founded by Jesus Christ and guided by the Holy Spirit, the 2,000-year-old church. And I don't talk bad about other churches. I talk bad about theology. I don't say, oh, Baptists are horrible people, or evangelicals are nasty folk, or anything like that. I would never do that, because I have friends who are Baptists, evangelical, etc. But I go after their theology. In my world, error has no rights. So I go after error. Truth dominates. We need truth. Jesus Christ is the truth. So if there is one church that teaches you can be saved by faith alone, and the other church says, no, you can't be, we've got to discern the truth. If one church says, well, this wafer and this cup of wine are truly the body, blood, soul, and divinity of Jesus Christ, and another church says, no, they're just symbolic, we've got to go after the truth. Error has no rights. Scripture tells us Satan is the father of all lies. So if there are churches out there teaching lies, Satan is the father of those lies. They may be doing so with good conscience, with good intent, but it's still a lie that's being taught. So that's why I go after other people's theology, not their persons. I don't judge people as, oh, he's going to hell because he's Baptist or evangelical or anything like that. It's their theology, because truth is necessary. The truth will set you free, Jesus says in 8:32. All right, I'm John Martinoni. That's all the time we have for this week. Hope you've enjoyed it. See you next week.
Billy's Best Brands Plus has all of your bedding, appliance, and electronic needs. Whether you're in the need of a new washer or dryer, refrigerator or stove, at Billy's we have a wide selection of HD TVs and home theater systems, plus the best bedding around. Come in and see our great selection today, only at Billy's Best Brands Plus. And let us deliver to you. Billy's Best Brands Plus, located at 5805 West Main Street in Houma.
Led by a 7-member commission, the Terrebonne Port was created to assist our local industry in promoting economic development. We monitor government regulations that affect our local industry and work with the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers to secure maintenance dredging funds. Because the HNC is the main artery for the heartbeat of Terrebonne's economy, Terrebonne Port fights a constant battle for funding to maintain the federally authorized navigable depth. We are now leasing waterfront and non-waterfront property. Terrebonne Port Commission, serving our industry to keep Terrebonne thriving.
Here at South Louisiana Bank, we support our neighbors, the organizers, the helpers, the leaders, the dreamers. We support those that move our community forward. Louisiana has grown from the dedication, commitment, and loyalty of the people who call this beautiful place home. We are proud to offer our services to the communities in South Louisiana. South Louisiana Bank. It's better when we bank together.
Think premium can't be capable? Think again. Introducing the first ever AT4 lineup. Premium and capable. That's professional grade from GMC. Get $2,500 purchase cash on 2021 Sierra light duty crew cab models. Plus, current eligible GMC owners get an additional $250 purchase allowance.
See your local GMC dealer.
This is Martin False live in Houma. We're in front of Abear's Motel where water is up to the doorknobs at the motel. Telephone poles almost completely to the ground. This storm had some fury to it. The following morning, Hurricane Andrew had taken its toll on Terrebonne Parish. But the stick doesn't lie. No. That, you know, they said it started moving north-northwest. That was a jog. It's a very tense day for Terrebonne Parish. Levee after levee has been breached. You won't know until it equalizes how many of them have actually broken. And I'm just looking at that stick shot again. That center circulation has moved back on the stick, and Lafourche and Grand Isle to me are ground zero at this point. We'll see you again tomorrow night right here, same place, same time on Bayou Time. All right, welcome back. Another day of bringing you progress. We want progress. It's tough coming, one step at a time, and we're going to continue to bring you that on HTV. Joining us now, the president of Nicholls State University, Dr. Jay Clune. There you see the good doc right there. And Dr. Clune, first and foremost, how are you and your family doing?
We're doing well. Sort of an empty nest. It's Allison, my wife, and Boots the dog. My daughters are away at college and work, so we're doing well.
Yeah, I'm sure you have had your plate full, but give us some information, if you could, Dr. Clune, on Nicholls State, and bring us up to speed, if you don't mind.
Sure, Martin. So for us, mostly roof damage, some water intrusion, a lot of debris, all fixable. The worst damaged buildings were a Shaver Gymnasium that took a lot of damage. The cafeteria also took damage. You can see the video there. Library took a lot of water as a lot of the sunlights were blown off. The residential halls took some water damage. We had to rip carpet out of about 43 rooms. Right now we're buying area rugs to put in those rooms so the students can come back. Campus is pretty much clear of debris. We have electricity on the Bowie Road side of campus because that is on the Thibodeau Regional Hospital grid. We expect the rest of the campus to be energized earliest today, latest Sunday, with the idea we would open the campus on Tuesday of next week for all business functions, welcome students back on the 18th and 19th into their residential halls, and start class remotely on the 20th, going live on the 27th.
Wow, I tell you what, you sound like you have those dates down. That's very encouraging, but I know easier said than done logistically as a president of a university. How tough was that to pull together, and what kind of organization did you have to do this? Yeah,
first of all, we have a great team here, great vice president. So when the storm was en route, we began calling all of our contractors who have state contracts, so they were ready to go. So we had our remediation teams out here Tuesday morning at 8 a.m. and we had our debris cleanup out here at 8 a.m. on Tuesday. That's Continuum and Foray, and they've been absolutely outstanding. We meet with them on a daily basis to get updates and make decisions. So, you know, the team I have, they were preparing for the storm before it ever arrived, so they hit the ground running, and remediation and cleanup has gone very quickly. Martin, our problem here, as in Terrebonne Parish, is it's a housing crisis. We have about 66% of our students come from coastal parishes, and more than half come from Terrebonne and Lafourche. And the other day, President Chessel estimated that 25% of the dwellings in Lafourche were uninhabitable at present, and that's devastating for the parish. It's devastating for us as a university, and we're trying to find solutions. So we're bringing back every dorm room on campus, putting doubles where there were singles. We're getting ready to buy about 102 additional beds to try to house all those students that were displaced, that had to evacuate their apartment complexes, whose families are going to live in trailers, and they need a place to live on campus. So now we're turning to housing.
Sounds to me like part of a president's job is to be an air traffic controller at the same time. And I know most presidents of any institution are pretty good at that because they're used to managing things. But I'm sure it was challenging at times.
Yeah, it's challenging. Certainly power has been a challenge for us. I think noon on Wednesday, we got back the Bowie Road side of campus, which was pretty big. It allowed us to put some of our really big residential halls back on the grid and dry those things out. You know, in Louisiana, the mold developed so quickly. That was our concern. So what we're doing between now and next Saturday for move-in, we are changing out from carpet to rugs in 43 rooms. We're going to clean every carpet on campus, every rug on campus. I think the temperature of the water that Continuum uses is about 270 degrees, and it takes out all the mold and mildew, and we're going to clean every carpet and get them ready for students.
Well, we appreciate what you're doing. Any encouragement from the feds or from the state level on your plight?
Yeah, the state has been great. You know, it's always the state first and Fed second for us. We don't qualify for a lot of the early FEMA programs. You know, we can get reimbursed for debris cleanup. We can get reimbursed for emergency measures. But for an institution, that comes a little later. FEMA is not our first go-to in a crisis. It's usually GOSEP with the state.
All right. Let me ask you this. Are all your faculty, you told us about the students, but are the faculty ready to go, or are many of them displaced?
Many faculty and staff are displaced. Many coaches are displaced. So what we're going to do is we're going to open the university on the 20th, and we recognize not everyone's in the same place. When we start class, wait, let me take that back. We're opening the university on the 14th next Tuesday, and we start classes on the 20th. Not everyone will be in the same place, so there are going to have to be some accommodations made, at least for the first 2 weeks, and probably after that on an individual basis.
All right, Dr. Clune, we appreciate you joining us, and I know they're in good hands over there with you. We appreciate it, and we'll be back in touch in a couple of days with you.
Thank you, Martin.
All right, thank you. Once again, Dr. Jay Clune. We'll take a short break. We have Dr. Christine Strickland, and she'll be up next. Don't go away.
Hi folks, Chris Morales with Terrebonne Lincoln. Big news, Lincoln's pulled out all the stops when you order a new Lincoln. You will now get 2 months payment assistance. That's 2 months payments on your new Lincoln. With your order, you design the new Lincoln that you want, from color, trim, and options. Plus, your new Lincoln will get priority in the building process. So come get 2 months payment assistance and order your new Lincoln at Terrebonne Lincoln. Or shop online at terrebonnelincoln.com.
U-Drop Shipping and Crating Pros is a highly versatile company that will ship any size, any weight, anywhere. U-Drop Shipping and Crating Pros is a full-service logistics provider focused on expert packing, crating, and transportation solutions. The local oil and gas industry utilizes our professional crating and shipping services that support their offshore and international needs. U-Drop Shipping and Crating Pros is authorized and recognized to construct shipping crates built for exports. U-Drop Shipping and Crating Pros, now at our new location at Capitol Boulevard.
Will I ever see my family again? Do they even remember I'm here? I feel so alone. Do any of these thoughts sound familiar to you? If so, you are not alone. The South Central Louisiana Human Services Authority offers support, counseling, and treatment geared at helping you where you are right now in the midst of this pandemic and your own personal crisis. The South Central Louisiana Human Services Authority, helping people, changing lives.
There are many strengths in our cancer center. I think one of the biggest is patients don't have to go elsewhere to get technology for their diagnosis and treatment of their cancer. Our treatment machine, the linear accelerator, allows us to pinpoint and treat cancers with more accuracy than ever was possible before. Mary Bird Perkins Cancer Center provides leading-edge technology with the highest quality care and the best treatment options unique to each patient.
Think premium can't be capable? Think again. Introducing the first ever AT4 lineup. Premium and capable. That's professional grade from GMC. Get $2,500 purchase cash on 2021 Sierra light-duty crew cab models. Plus, current eligible GMC owners get an additional $250 purchase allowance.
See your local GMC dealer.
All right, welcome back. Sorry about that little faux pas in the beginning, but we've been doing this for a while, so I think everybody's battle fatigued at this point. We are very honored to have the Chief Judge of Terrebonne Parish, Juan Pickett, is on the news desk right now. He's in Division C, and we also have Judge Jason DeGate, who spent many years here on the news desk besides his regular attorney job, and he's in Division B. First of all, we're honored to have you guys. Thank you all for coming. We appreciate it.
Thank you for having us.
Yeah, thank you, Martin.
And it's not often I get to interview judges because there is a fine line between ethics and all, but I want to let the audience know y'all have come today to give very pertinent information on what's taking place with the court system. So, Chief Judge, I'll start with you. What's happening with the court system right now?
Well, as you know, there's been catastrophic. The parish have been displaced, their homes and their properties have been damaged, and the members of the court have not been immune to that. Our court staff has, in the court, the judges, the police, the sheriff's office, the clerk of court, we've all suffered some type of damage, either personally or through our businesses. Currently, the Terrebonne Parish 32nd Judicial District Court is closed until September 20th, 2021. The judges, we met yesterday, and we're going to extend that closure for another week until the 27th. When we set the date of the 20th as the closure, we have had substantial damage since that time. There was a rain event which damaged some of the courthouse, some of the courtrooms, the sheriff's office and the clerk's office since Hurricane Ida hit. So currently we're closed until the 27th.
All right, let me turn to Judge Jason DeGate, once again, very familiar face here on the Bayou Time set. And Judge, let me ask you this. How much damage was actually in the courthouse itself?
Well, for the actual storm itself, it held pretty well during the event. I was there for the call judge at the time and needed to be there in case the sheriff's office needed any pertinent orders at that point in time. But as the storm moved out and we just kept sitting on that eye wall, we discovered some damage that I think they didn't know at the time because we were all inside to the roof. And I have some pictures we'll show later. And then that's actually the top of the roof. It's an interesting shot because you can see so many blue tarps across the parish, but that's on top of the courthouse, and you can see the cathedral there. That is what was on the roof that was completely demolished. as they started to clean it up. But a lot of those are vents. There you see Mr. Tommy Daig, head of the maintenance at the courthouse, along with David Drury, but Tommy's there every day. That whole tarped area was the spot, if we can go back to that other one, that was the spot where, I mean, the roof was just, it was devastated right there, and rainwater began to pour in, and that's the annex portion. That's the newer portion of the courthouse where the sheriff's office is housed on the first floor, Division B, the courtroom that I'm in, as well as A and E, Judges Ellender and Bethencourt. So water came through there into the annex building where the jail is, down onto the second floor into my courtroom, saturated all the floors and into the office area, and then went down the wall into the sheriff's office radio room. And so they've got it tarped, and so this is pictures from this morning, just to show, you know, what was damaged is now kind of temporarily repaired, so it should remain dry, but now we have to dry out the inside and to make sure that the mold and our staffs are protected, as well as the public when they come in. This is from inside the courtroom that I sit in, Division B, where the water came through into the courtroom area. You know, it just basically poured in like a gutter into that lower spot, and then you can see some of the area. They were drying the floor, and this is some of still the wet areas of the floors, and just more areas of the courtroom that were damaged. And throughout the entire courthouse, this is in Judge Bethencourt's a power room where most of our electronics are run with the internet, and you can see it started to get into the lights there. This is before they had to cut some of the power off. And you can see some of our electronic equipment for the network there that we're still making sure isn't quite damaged or is still functional. This is Judge Arsenault's courtroom, the historic part of the building at the front that faces Main Street. Judge Pickett's office and courtrooms directly above this. You'll see Judge Pickett's courtroom that got damaged. Now, some of this paint peeling was there before, but it's you know, the dampness has exacerbated what was recently repaired. And so as we're starting to get water in different areas, and there you see some more water damage. And all that's dripped down into the carpet area in that historical area. There's the cranes that were there, patching the roof to the breezeway as well. And then the next picture, I think, is Judge Pickett's. That's the magistrate room there.
Let's do this because we have a mandatory break in 30 seconds. We'll come back, talk a little more about that, but also very importantly, I want to talk about, I'm very proud to say the way y'all handled these looters, and I'm going to get into it a little bit. You can answer what you can, but I'm going to ask you anyway, but if you can't answer, I understand. I know y'all in a tough spot, but I want the public to know what the judges of Terrebonne Parish did. So we'll take a break. We'll be right back.
For years, Tony Alford and Priscilla Larpenter have been the foundation of what is now Alford & Associates. Their passion and vision have been embedded company-wide. It's about making sure that our community is strong and protected for the next generation.
I have such respect and pride for our company, and I'm excited to bring new and innovative ideas to our clients.
It's quite simple. It's the mindset of our organization to protect you from life's hardships.
Your benefits are our business. We have big news here at Terrebonne Ford.
You can now get a $1,000 auto bonus cash when you order a new Ford.
This means you get to design the new Ford that you want. Color, trim, options, you design it the way you want it.
And your new Ford will get priority in the building process, so you get your new Ford sooner.
Plus 1,000 order bonus cash. Order online at terrebonneford.com or come see us at Terrebonne Ford in Houma.
No law degree, no amount of experience can supersede the compassion that our firm gives to its clients.
One of the secrets is to always know your case better than your opposing counsel knows his or her case.
We try to carry those values that we've learned at home into the practice of law, and every client that walks through our door gets 100 years experience when they visit us. I'm Joseph Waits III, and when you come through our doors, you are part of our family.
Rather than use prescription painkillers to treat pain, it's time to take a more healing approach. There are effective treatments available like physical therapy, therapeutic massage, and over-the-counter medications like ibuprofen and acetaminophen. These healing alternatives reduce pain without the risk of becoming addicted. For more information or to get help with an addiction, visit opioidhelpla.org.
Led by a 7-member commission, the Terrebonne Port was created to assist our local industry in promoting economic development. We monitor government regulations that affect our local industry and work with the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers to secure maintenance dredging funds. Because the HNC is the main artery for the heartbeat of Terrebonne's economy, Terrebonne Port fights a constant battle for funding to maintain the federally authorized navigable depth. We are now leasing waterfront and non-waterfront property. Terrebonne Port Commission, serving our industry to keep Terrebonne thriving.
This is Martin False live in Houma. We're in front of Aviator's Motel where water is up to the doorknobs at the motel. Telephone poles almost completely to the ground. This storm had some fury to it. The following morning, Hurricane Andrew had taken its toll on Terrebonne Parish. But the stick doesn't lie. No. They said it started moving north-northwest. That was a jog.
It's a very tense day for Terrebonne Parish. Levee after levee has been breached. You won't know until it equalizes how many of them have actually broken. And I'm just looking at that stick shot again. That center circulation has moved back on the stick, and Lafourche and Grand Isle to me are ground zero at this point. We'll see you again tomorrow night right here, same place, same time on Bayou Time. All right, welcome back. Very honored to have Chief Judge Juan Pickett, Division C, on the desk with us today, along with Judge Jason DeGate, Division B. Let's pick it up where we left it. Before we get into the looters, which I want to really talk about, there's some more damage to show. I think this is Judge Pickett's courtroom, if we could roll that in.
Yeah, Judge Pickett, that's obviously Judge Pickett's courtroom, which was damaged. Again, we've had extensive rain damage due to the wind throughout all the courthouses. So that's why, as Judge Pickett mentioned, we're closed now until the 27th, you said? Now, when he says closed, real quick, that means to the general public for, non-emergency hearings. We're still having emergency hearings, which we've had some emergency hearings that we can have, and we'll continue to have those emergency hearings. But as far as the everyday stuff, we're not able to have those because of the condition. But for emergency hearings, we are still having those, and we're still open and still working daily.
I want to bring this up now, and I know there's some areas that y'all can't comment on, but I'm going to ask anyway. But I've been on the desk since '85, and one thing that chaps me to no end is when the looters start right after the storm. And in this storm, they started early because it was pretty devastating. So we had stuff all over the parish. But when the sheriff came on here, and I think he first told me, I think maybe Judge DeGate was on, I think you were on this week, Judge Pickett, when y'all was slapping $1 million bonds, and I think y'all were magistrating them at the motor pool. I'm not sure, correct me if I'm wrong.
Yes.
It stopped a lot of that. So the message spread quickly, and just explain the reasoning behind that, because it worked.
Well, Martin, it's really important that the citizens of Terrebonne Parish feel that their homes are safe when they are displaced from their homes. When we set bonds, there are three factors that we have to look at. One is to ensure that the offender will appear in court. Two is whether there's a danger to any particular person. And the third factor is whether there's a danger to the community. And when the community is vulnerable and people start to loot people's homes and businesses, we do set bonds at an amount that we feel is appropriate to protect the community. Judge DeGate was on duty at that time, and I'll let him go into a little bit more detail about the individual cases.
I appreciate it, but we're not going to talk about the individual cases, nor do I want to talk about the reasons, other than we assess them on a case-by-case basis. And as Judge Pickett mentioned, set what we feel is appropriate for the circumstance of each case. I really don't want to elaborate any further than that. As a judge, we shouldn't, I don't want to talk about each individual case, nor do I want to talk about what's right and wrong for the community. That's for other people to do. It's our job to assess the facts and make different rulings on cases. So I want to make sure we understand that. And I do want to mention, regardless of what, you know, TV may say, the sheriff may say, the district attorney may say, general public may say with regards to a crime, you know, people can say what they want, but as judges, Judge Pickett, myself, Judge Bethencourt, Judge Arsenault, Judge Ellender, Judge Hagan, we make our decisions ourselves, regardless of what else is being said, and we have to do that. That's our duty and our obligation.
Yeah.
So, you know, I appreciate what you have to say, and I know you have a job to do, Martin, but I really don't want to elaborate on that any further. But as for magistrates, yes, as the sheriff or HPD was making arrests, and as Judge Pickett will continue to do today as he goes on duty, myself and then Judge Bethencourt, we went out to the motor pool to meet the deputies, to magistrate them and find probable cause. Now, I will tell you there were some cases that we did not find probable cause for. That's our job. Right. But, you know, those cases that we did find probable cause, we wanted to make sure those individuals' due process rights were had, and before they were shipped off to another parish, because the last thing we wanted was for some person who was arrested to be somewhere for a month without probable cause being determined. So we felt that was our obligation to get it done as soon as possible for the public.
Yeah, and I did say, and I want to make it clear again, that I told the sheriff I was here that make sure they're in a cell where the heat is accidentally turned on instead of the, but I know we can't get into that, but it sent a clear message. I will say this, and I know you can't talk on it any further. The criminal chain talks. They know who the criminals are. They know who they're in with. That word spread quickly, and from what the sheriff told me, it knocked down that pretty good.
And so, just to make it clear, Martin, those bonds were not preset amounts. Okay. It was based on the individual facts of each case. Okay. And that's how we handle every bond and every magistrate.
Very good. With about a minute 40 left, what would you like to leave the public with as far as the court system in Terrebonne Parish?
Well, first of all, if we can receive one silver lining from COVID, is that we were operating court virtually. So in the next several weeks, we're going to start up operating court virtually again. September 27th right now is our date that we plan on opening. But when I say opening court, that does not necessarily mean that people are coming to the building. We may be handling court virtually. But one of the things that we have to do is make sure that all parties involved, the court, the litigants, and their lawyers have internet access. And many parts of the parish do not have internet
and have a way
access.
to get here. Some may have lost their house.
Exactly.
Yeah, so
exactly.
So y'all going to really have to kick in the compassion level, which I know both of y'all, and I know all the judges will do, to get it straightened. But we're going to move forward step by step and try to get it back up and running. I'd love to have you guys back. Give us some updates as we go along.
Love to come back.
As we close out, I just want to thank, I know Judge Pickett would like to thank his staff as well. I'd like to thank my staff, some of which are displaced but are still in communication, so we can have these emergency hearings via Zoom and in person. So I want to thank them, as well as everybody in public government that's working to help the people. I had the privilege to ride down the bayou and distribute some things along with Judge Pickett and Justice Weimer, and the devastating damage is just, it's heartbreaking. So thank you for allowing us to be here.
Anytime. Judge Pickett, Judge DeGay, thank you. Thank all the judges for what they do across our area. We'll be back with a lot more. Don't go away.
EATEL Business. Your business, our priority. Business is fast, so you need to stay ahead. With fiber internet, phone, and Wi-Fi that's even faster. For a limited time, when you purchase 2 business services, you get 3 months free. That means your business is backed by EATEL's Fiber to Business network, powered by local experts. Save now on the speed you need to run your business and get 3 months free with 2 or more services. Visit EATELbusiness.com. EATEL Business. Your business, our priority.
At Big Wheels Travel Center, the fun and excitement are just around the corner in Bayou Blue. Big Wheels is open 24 hours a day and features 24-hour security, clean restrooms, and a wide selection of beer, soft drinks, and chips for all your needs. While you're there, visit the casino for daily cash prizes and drink specials 7 days a week. You'll get the feeling as if you're in a lush Vegas-style casino. Big Wheels also has one of the largest subways in the area. So stop by Big Wheels Travel Center, where everyone's a winner.
Terrebonne Parish School District is seeking individuals for the following maintenance positions: licensed plumber, electrician, carpenter, HVAC techs, HVAC techs with chiller experience, HVAC techs with general experience. These positions have great work environment, excellent benefits, retirement, and insurance. Apply online at tpsd.org. Terrebonne Parish School District, a great place to work.
You Catholics and this obsession you have with Mary, Mother of God, Immaculate Conception, assumed body and soul into heaven, praying to Mary, where is any of that in the Bible? Well, it just so happens that all of those things do indeed have biblical support. If you don't believe me, check out BibleChristianSociety.com/Mary and see for yourself. That's BibleChristianSociety.com/Mary. See the evidence for yourself and then use the contact information there to let me know what you think.
West Park Climate Controlled Self-Storage is a state-of-the-art storage facility with clean, convenient, and secured climate-controlled storage. Open 7 days a week with professional storage counselors to assist with all of your storage needs.
I'm Tammy. Come see us at West Park Storage for all your packing and storage needs.
Hi, I'm Kelly. We also have parking for RVs, boats, and cars with 24-hour access.
Hi, I'm Tricia, the manager of West Park Storage, and we would like to thank you for 16 years of great service, and we hope to provide many, many more.
Everybody, welcome back to Bayou Time. This is Going Public, and for tonight we have flood protection royalty. We have both Reggie Dupre and Wendell Curl. Hey, thanks for being here, the Executive Director of the Terrebonne Levee and Conservation District, and of course the South Lafourche Levee District. So guys, thanks so much for being here. And like I said, I mean, anytime we talk to anybody and they go, hey, make sure you tell Reggie and Wendell we said hello when it's on a national scale. So we appreciate you guys being here together. Last Friday, Steve Scalise came in town, and I guess he was wanting to, hey, let me show some people around Morgan's to the Gulf. That's right. And you guys, of course, were with him and welcomed him here with Archie Schatz and a couple other guys.
That's right. So Steve Scalise came down. So Steve and Congressman Garrett Graves is trying, they passed the House of Representatives in an appropriations bill to try to get us $19 million to start the engineering design of the LaRose Intercoastal Floodgate. Now remember, we got last December, they got us the first New Start dollars, the delegation did. This would be the second appropriation from Morganza from the federal government, and we've been waiting nearly 30 years. So finally...
Yeah, just so you could get that, this is a shot of the intercoastal looking from the east side of our levee system in South Lafourche. Look at the intercoastal looking east toward New Orleans, and what this gate is going to do is go across the intercoastal canal and attach to the South Lafourche system on the east side. So what that does, that's going to seal the flank of Morganza, because the levee is going to continue north to the back of Gaines, and that's going to be, the Lafourche Ridge is going to be protecting the flank. This is the only hole in that flank. So this getting done is a big deal for the water coming in from the east.
I see. Yeah, so there's a lot going on with that gate. And
right.
And so what about the other funding part you were saying?
Well, like I was saying, this is last December, Congress appropriated New Start dollars from Morganza, $12.4 million. They're doing the preload contract for to replace the Humboldt Canal floodgate in Lower Montague. So this would be the second infusion of cash from the feds Now that you got the first dollars in, I think it'll be a lot easier for us to start to get some funding. Now, of course, to build a $3 billion project, it's going to take a lot more than $12 or $19 million a year. But I think this is a very good start. And like Wendell said, this LaRose floodgate is a game changer. And most of the time in South Louisiana, we flood from east to west. So this is the only hydraulic opening you have between the Barataria Basin and the Terrebonne Basin north of Leeville. So being able to close that intercoastal, I mean, it really protects both parishes and both parish presidents and all 3 levee districts signed off letters of support along with Morganza Action Coalition. I think the Chambers of Commerce, SCIA, everybody recognized this, and that's why the 2 congressmen got on this and for this funding.
Just to let you know how the intercoastal canal, how much it can be a threat. I think it was Hurricane Ike. We had about a 7-foot elevation in the Golden Merit area, south of the locks. Okay, but we had almost 6 in the intercoastal. There was just 1 foot differential from one to the other. We have this thing closed off, and you keep all of that water from getting in. Of course, once it gets in the coastal, it goes all the way through Terrebonne Parish and both directions, actually. But the other thing, too, is that this helps make a safe water port for a lot of boats can come into this area and have some security of not being tossed around by some really high water.
Right. And look, we're introducing a lot of water from a lot of different areas,
That's
obviously,
right.
depending on where the wind's coming from. But now by Lafourche is opening up the amount of water that's coming down. Davis Pond, Carnarvon, the new Barataria, once that's complete, there'll be a lot more water in our system.
Yeah, and we'll have the capacity to manage it, but it's not going to be easy. You have rainfall. Once you've closed everything up
And
heavy
rainfall,
rain,
right.
it's not going to naturally drain. So you have to really think through these things, but it gives you an opportunity to manage the water, and that's the business we're in, is managing the water, keeping it away from your house, and putting it where it's supposed to be.
Right.
Just to follow up what Wendell said about a safe harbor, so we went to bid on phase 1 of the HNC lock complex, which the governor's coming down here in October for a groundbreaking. So just imagine you're going to have a lock in Dulac on the Houma Navigational Canal, a floodgate in LaRose on the Intercoastal Canal, and a floodgate eventually. The next the priority is going to be in West Houma near Miners Canal. Once those 3 big federal waterways can be closed, you got over 40 miles of federal waterway. The biggest safe harbor, I think, in the entire Gulf Coast will be right here in Lafourche and Terrebonne parishes. I mean, that's a big deal.
It's a heck of a lot. Yeah.
The other important thing that we're talking about, things to come. Well, also the congressman took a look at the Grand Bayou floodgate.
Yeah.
They came and saw that. And again, this is the biggest improvement for this coming hurricane season. That channel, Grand Bayou, is the most efficient way of getting a lot of water toward eastern part of Terrebonne and North Lafourche. Well, now we can close it, and those are work barges in the front, but that gray going across the middle of the canal, that's the barge in place stopping the water.
Right.
And
So it is operational for right now. Matter of fact, I understand that next week they may do the substantial completion on the receiving structure. They've already done it on the barge portion.
But it's working on it. It's ready to do its job. And with the work that's been done on Reach K, from the Pontchartrain floodgate to there, it was over top for some of the past storms. But now you got a consistent 8 foot is the lowest elevation. Some parts are as high as 12. So right away, and I was talking to Reggie. I think Rita, you said 11,000 homes flooded, and then which storm was it? Barry.
Barry, we had
11. And that same water elevation with the improvements on Reach K and having that Grand Bayou in place, 0. We could expect 0 for the same water elevation.
So that's a slide we showed for the other meeting we'll discuss in the next segment. But I told him that's our report card for Morganza.
Right.
You got Hurricane Rita with 11,000 homes flooded in this area with a 9-foot tidal surge. Hurricane Barry, 9-foot tidal surge, 11 homes flooded. And last year, we had, Wendell, 6, 7 storms?
Yeah.
And some levels we registered as much as 6.5 feet, 0.
Right.
So we think we've saved the federal government in flood insurance claims that were not claimed, and public assistance and private assistance claims from FEMA, probably $750 million, more than we've already spent.
You know, and when we do hurricane work, you know, we can't guarantee we're not going to flood. You know, you get a Katrina, the worst part of it. We don't have anything that can stop that. We don't. But one thing we are doing, we can promise that we're reducing the chance of flooding. And that was one of the goals from the beginning is, first, you know, Terrebonne used to flood from storms that didn't hit Terrebonne, you know, storms that were hitting Texas and Florida. And now you've got a system now that keeps water out from storms that don't hit direct. And now it's going to take, you know, some substantial water now. It won't take a little bit to flood. It's got to be more to really start to get in there. So it's the